lazy, cook the kids some breakfast. Man, my life is hectic, but the only thing that I can seem to think about is you. People always asking, what would Jesus do? I guess that everybody else is thinking about you too. All around the world, what they talk about is you. And my plans, the shows and the fans would probably drive me crazy if I didn't hold your hand. Cause no matter where I go, I never ever go without you. I just couldn't do it, no, I wouldn't get through it. Trying to rock without you's like an engine with no fluid. I crash and I burn and I die without you. Yeah.
To the Nicole Mason Show, a show where we feature phenomenal women who are using their gifts, talents, and skills to impact the world. Well, I always say the same thing. This day is like no other because it just isn't. Every time you visit the Nicole Mason Show, you never know who you're going to meet. And this is a show where we motivate, where we inspire, where we inform our viewers. So today it is my distinct honor and my pleasure not just to have a phenomenal woman in here with me, but my dear friend and sister. And I know that you are going to be so tremendously blessed by all that she has to share with you about her awesome experience in her travels to China. And I just want you to just sit with your tent doors open, as we say in church, so that you might receive all that is for you to receive. Kimberly K. Parker. Woo, woo. So let me tell you a little bit about my sister. Kimberly K. Parker, a.k.a. Mrs. Keep It Moving. Yes, is an everyday woman who dared to live her dream by moving to China for 1 year to teach English. We'll tell you about what's going on in here in just a minute. She enjoys being of service to others and sitting at the feet of wise people, both young and old. Okay. She is powerful. She is phenomenal. She is a publisher. Listen, she has written 8 books, and she has helped almost 30 people write their own books. She decided that she wanted to teach in China, and she had a powerful vision, and she's going to share all of that with us. But the most important thing about Kimberly, she is an international speaker, a teacher, and author. She is the mother of 4. Yes, one of them happens to be Lady, and I acknowledge her because she's the only girl in the bunch. Okay. Khalil, Kalanji, and the oldest one, who we just love so much. Okay. Listen, and she is the wife to my brother, the Reverend Dr. Kenneth Parker.
They don't come no better.
So welcome to the show, my sister.
Thank you. I've got to do this again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So this is our first reunion after Kimberly moved to China.
Yeah.
For a year. So I'm so excited. She had a book launch and re-entry coming back home to the United States of America this past Sunday on the International Women's Day. So we're going to hear all about that. I want to just begin today just by telling you I am so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I say that because I've always been intrigued by people who have the courage and the inner fortitude and the tenacity to do things outside of the box. And that takes a certain kind of energy on the inside. We all have it, but it is important that we tap into it.
That's right.
So let's just start today by just saying, hey.
Hey.
Hey. So tell us how this all came about. You know, we have this wonderful book here. We're going to be talking about this. This is just a compilation of all that transpired. But I just want to talk about how this whole dream and this vision started so that people who have dreams can also begin to move forward in theirs. And I love that you had your telesummit, your teleconference calls. We're going to talk about that because I know you're going to be having some more where people can find what their China is.
That's right.
Okay, so let's go. Let's talk about how this all started.
All right, so thank you very much.
Yes.
First of all, once again, for allowing me this platform, which does broadcast to the entire world.
Yes.
So let's not minimize this beautiful platform.
Amen.
My story is quite unfathomable. Mm-hmm. You know, people hear me say what happened and just can't believe it. So here you go. January 2013, I actually woke up one morning and I heard God say through me, I want to teach English in China. Mm-hmm. Now, for those who know me and know what I was doing at that point in my life, for Kimberly to say, Kimberly's going to go and teach English in China, it would not have been the case. So this was clearly God speaking through me. And so I did not second guess what I heard because I felt it was just right. So I did what I normally do when I get up in the morning. I journaled in my quiet space. And just spoke to God in that fashion. And then I took what we know as massive action, which was to create a vision board that said, "Get to China free."
Okay, so let's start right here because we have a picture of Kimberly's vision board. Can you put that up? My wonderful engineer Michael is helping me today. So we have a picture of that. I think that's the first one we have on there, the vision board. Because I want you all to see how this whole process unfolded as she begins to talk about it. Okay? That's her logo.
Yes.
International. Yes. Kimberly K. Parker International. We want to see the vision board. Kimberly Parker's vision board. Yes.
It's a picture of me holding up a piece of paper that says, "Get to China free."
Yes.
There it is.
There we go.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, so you put this on the vision board. Not only am I going to China, thank you, Mike. Not only am I going to China,
Say it.
but I am going for
I'm
free
going
to
for
teach
free.
English.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because I believe that we have such a relationship with God that we can ask for what we want specifically. And it took me a very long time in my relationship with him to get to the point where, number one, I understood that he delights himself in blessing me, right? And number two, that I had that much access to him to tell him, this is what I need to happen. Now, you referenced I'm a wife, 20 plus years, mother of 4, and my oldest, Bryson, is graduating from college in 2 months, so I'm very grateful for that. But with the household being so diverse as it is, and every child being actively involved in various activities, free was the only way.
That was it. Yes.
Okay.
I love that. That was the only way that you were going to China to teach.
That was the only way. And I knew that it would happen. I knew it would happen. And so as the story progresses, throughout the year, this is what happened first. So we talk about massive action, okay? So what I did was contact the company that I had been working with for years, EF Tours. For several years, I was the volunteer trips abroad coordinator at my children's French immersion school.
Okay.
So maybe about 5 years. So having that connection, I'm thinking international, China, let me touch base with them. They pointed me in the direction of English First, which is the school that teaches English. Okay, where you can learn English. So I submitted my resume just to learn that I wasn't qualified at the time. But I did not overlook that encounter I had with God that morning.
Right.
Because I know his voice. And I knew that when he said, I want to teach English in China, that it had to happen. And so I kept that desire, I kept that dream, that vision alive, and throughout the year did whatever I felt was necessary, or as God led me, to increase my skills and my qualifications. I also continue to affirm, primarily to my husband and children, right? I would walk around the house, or they would walk upon me in the kitchen, and I would say, Mama's going to China to teach English one day, right? Honey, one day I'm going to China to teach English. I kept speaking it because I believed it, and they encouraged me. His name is Reverend Dr. Kenneth Anthony Parker. And let me tell you, I know how blessed I am.
Yes.
I know how blessed I am. Our union is not perfect, but there are no perfect unions. But I know God sent me that brother over 20 years ago because he knew he would be the one. Not many brothers are going to let their wives go away for a year, halfway around the world. Right, but he supported me. So time progressed on, and one morning in October, I woke up to receive an email from the same company that told me I wasn't qualified in January. Their qualifications for teaching changed.
I love God.
And so based on all of the extra work that I had done between January and October to increase my credentials, to become more skilled, I didn't even need it at that point. But I believe God allows what we consider obstacles to be presented just to see how we're going to handle them, just to see what we're going to do. So I applied, went through 2 interviews, and was hired.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really awesome. And as you talk about that, that reminded me of, when I was sitting for the bar exam and how God will make things happen for you just when you are trying to figure things out.
Yes.
I sat for the bar exam the first time and missed it by 3 points.
Wow.
Now, my thought was, why didn't somebody just close their eyes and give me the 3 points? That was just my first thought. Like, come on, 3 points?
3 points.
But I realized that, that was me, as you talk about massive action, and God wanted to see, now, just what are you going to do? How are you going to handle this? So at that particular point with the exam, you could go back and just, retake the portion that you failed. Went back, retook the portion that I failed, and missed it by 15 points this time. But then I was discouraged, but I was going to keep going because I wanted to be a lawyer since I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Just talking about massive action now, notwithstanding the fact that I applied to law school 9 different times and was rejected, and then on the 10th time I got in.
Tell your story.
But what happened to me, just what you talked about, the qualifications, the bar exam was changed. And I always tell folks the Maryland bar exam was changed just for me because they put more weight on the essay portion, which I just knocked out the park every time, okay, because I can write you out of a bag, okay? And when they changed it, I passed it with flying colors. So when you start to talk about how God is in the midst of making sure that your dreams become a reality, that's just so powerful. So let's talk about then how you began to do your fundraising and how you pulled it all together, because it seems so seamless to people on the outside looking in. No. This is how God will help you. It seems so seamless because for me, this is me. Okay, I see the notice. I'm going to China to teach on your blog that you send out. I say, okay, this is great. Then I see, okay, well, you can help. Okay, cool, no problem. Then the next thing is, okay, the date that I'm leaving is so-and-so. Like, what?
Yeah, it was that quick. It was that quick. So if you flash back to the vision board, Get to China Free, my first attempt at raising funds was through Eventbrite because that was my comfort zone. That's what I was familiar with. One person said, hey, Kimberly, have you thought about GoFundMe? Well, I did the research, but they want too much money for money that you raise, right? Thinking small. Not factoring in the social media impact that this crowdfunding platform has and how it's helped millions of people raise millions of dollars. So I'm thinking small because we have those moments.
Yes.
God is big,
yes,
and he presents big opportunities, but in our humanness, we still think small because we get comfortable with what we know. So I did my Eventbrite, not a click. Not a click. And then God sent somebody else that said, hey, Kimberly, have you thought about GoFundMe? I said, you don't have to send a third person.
There you go. Witness, 2 or 3 witnesses. Okay, there it's his word all the way through. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
So I said, well, I better pay attention because, again, he speaks clearly. And I knew it was him, right? So I set up the GoFundMe account, and I sent out the link. Instantly, money started coming in. Now, I put a goal of $10,000 by a certain date, right? Because you can ask God for what you want. He delights himself in blessing us. So I figured $10,000 would be sufficient to take care of me and my daughter. And I'll tell you about that part in a minute. Take care of me and my daughter while we're there. Raised enough money to get to China for free, to live in China without any worry, to continue to support my family back home. It wasn't a one-year vacation, y'all. I wasn't at the Great Wall and hanging out in Shanghai every weekend. I made it there, but it wasn't a vacation. So GoFundMe was the platform that helped me and my family. And because God challenges us to be the light, pay it forward. Pay it forward. So what I did not share throughout my journey was that while you guys were blessing me, I was blessing countless others because here I am across the world with this fabulous opportunity to live my dream, but there are others back home who need help. So you were helping me and others while I was in China.
Yeah, that's powerful. And that's always how God, seems to work through us. You get to a place in your life where you understand that you are indeed tremendously blessed, that things certainly could be, very different and far worse. Everybody thinks their situation is so bad. But I appreciate that about you. And you've always been that person and that energy that you bring to the table, helping others and extending yourself. So I want to take a look at some of the pictures that we want to talk about. So if you can just put up the first picture. I have them in order. You just start with the first one and just want to talk a little bit about each one of those.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Okay.
That's
Hey, lady.
Hey, lady. That is me with my baby girl. And pardon the resolution, we really did the best we can with our iPod, taking selfies in China. But let me tell you, when you're determined to share your experience with others, you overlook the many stuff. So there's my daughter and I at the Great Wall, and she was there in China with me by virtue of my desire. Now, I wanted her to go with me because at the age of 3, I affirmed that Chinese would be her second language. Now, why God put that on my spirit, I'm not quite sure, but I do know I was not interested in her learning French the way my 2 younger sons were and still do learn French. For some reason, her learning style just coincides better with Mandarin. So when it came time for me to, when I learned that I was hired for the job, not only did the person interviewing me say, do you think your daughter would want to come with you? An unspoken desire, right? I wanted it. But here, I didn't want to, jeopardize the opportunity by saying, "Oh, I'm bringing my daughter." Well, never mind.
Right.
Because I knew she would be okay back here in the States with the tremendous support system that I had. But I wanted her with me because what you didn't see on my vision board was a picture of a mother and daughter holding hands, which represented my desire for a stronger bond with my daughter. So God made that happen. So when my husband learned that I was hired, he said, "Wow, it would be great if you could take Lady with you." So there you go, twice. 2 people echoed an unspoken desire. Now you tell me that wasn't God. That was God. So we had a wonderful time.
Wow. And I love that. I love that. And I loved how you were posting. Now, listen, if you want to see those pictures, the engineer here is trying to work on them. But certainly go to Kimberly's Facebook page at Kimberly K. Parker. And we're just going to dismiss that. We're just going to dismiss that. Go to her Facebook page, Kimberly K. Parker. She also has a website.
Yes, www.kimberlykparker.com.
Okay, so go to those sites and you can check out all the pictures there. We're not going to let that distract us, okay, at any way, shape, or form. What's more important is the power of this story and the power of God's hand on her life and how God made this dream come to reality. And the whole point of this opportunity today is so that you might tap into this same energy and have your dream come true as well. So let's talk about how you all got settled when you got there, and I want to hear about Lady's response. When the family found out, okay, this is really coming to fruition, talk a little bit about how they received it and how you prepared them, particularly the boys, that mom wouldn't be there.
Yeah. So considering I had spoken this opportunity into existence before it actually materialized, they knew. They knew that it would happen. They didn't quite know when, neither did I, but they knew it was happening. And let me just say parenthetically, I wasn't expecting it to happen within a year. I'm thinking somewhere in my distant future, right? Perhaps when the children are grown and on their own, right? Because you know me. I'm not leaving my children.
I know.
I'm not. I remember co-pastor used to give me a hard time. Co-pastor Mary Wilson. Union Temple Baptist Church used to give me a hard time because I would have them covered. Like, let the children breathe, right? So you know how I am with my children. So when it finally happened, you know, Kenny and I sat all of them down. And he said, you know, Mama has something to share with you. And so I shared. And Kalani started crying because at that point she did not realize she was going with me. So we had to interrupt that. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. You're going with her. You know, you're going to China with her. So my boys, who are, they're very reserved in their emotion, right? They just said, wow, Mama, congratulations. But, and this is what Khalil said, but I'm not surprised, right? Kalanji, he's more reserved than Khalil. Kalanji said, that's good, Mama. That's good. Now, that was around October, early November, when I finally got the word. Fast forward to January, when it's time to leave. Now, up to that point, there was no real emotion from husband or boys, right? Kalani and I, we're on cloud nine because we're reaping the benefits of the support. We're getting everything that we need to make this journey. Now it's time to go. We get to the airport, and that's when it happened. And it blew me away because there was no indication that Khalil and even my husband would respond the way they did at the security checkpoint.
Oh my goodness.
So
reality sets
yes,
in.
it did. Kalanji, on the other hand, who is my little Kenny, we call him little Kenny. He looked at Kenny when Kenny was emotional and said, gee, Dad, she's only going to be gone for a year.
Oh Lord.
He's very
He didn't understand all that encompassed, okay?
And he was 13 years old. So 12 years old at the time, actually. But that's how he processes. My children are wired differently, and I connect with them differently.
Sure.
Right? So Khalil was very emotional and held me and would not let me go to the next part of the airport. Thank God the flight was delayed.
Wow. But
he would not let me go. And then as I'm leaving, there's Kenny's emotion. So it really took me aback. And people say, well, why are you surprised that Khalil responded that way? I said, because there was no indication. And Khalil's my mini-me, right? He has my genetic makeup, my emotional, very sensitive, yes. But I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting that.
And so how did you respond to all of that?
Well, I started crying, of course. When you see strong men just break down, I wanted to just stay there and hold all of them. Kalanji, he was okay, but Kenny and Khalil, they were really showing this is
happening. This is happening.
This is happening.
Yeah.
The night before my flight, I was talking with my husband, and I said, if you decide at this point that this is not a good move for our family. Now, we had the ticket, suitcases packed, right? And we had this conversation throughout. If you decide at this point that you don't want me to go, I will not go. And I meant that. Because not only was he taking care of our 3 children, Bryson lives in Norfolk, so he was away. But he was also taking care of my 80-year-old father.
Wow.
Who came to live with us. Just a few months before, I got the announcement that I was hired for the job.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah,
that's powerful
my
stuff.
Husband's a phenomenal
yeah,
man.
he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And they become phenomenal when they have phenomenal women in their lives. Woohoo! For the phenomenal wives. So we're going to take a break right there. And this song speaks to all that Kimberly has shared about speaking your dreams. And this is by my dear friend, Andrea Dumas, who was a guest a couple of weeks ago. And it's called Speak It. So we'll be right back after this break.
Come on, come on. God called you to speak everything that you're wanting to see. Answered prayers are yours if you want
are back. Yes, and as Andrea Dumas says, speak it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so our guest today, Kimberly K. Parker, international speaker, teacher, and author. She has been sharing with us from a firsthand experience just how she implemented the things that we find in the Word of God about speaking those things that are not as though they were.
Yes.
And really about believing God, taking Him at His word.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's so powerful. I'm just still in awe that not only did you go, but I mean, the year went by so quickly
It really
for people who weren't there. I know it wasn't all that quick for you being there. But one of the stories that I did like, and I want you to talk about that, where one of the ladies in the grocery store or somewhere came up and touched ladies' hair. And I loved it because you know me. I'm like, okay, speak your truth. And you were recording this. And you told lady to tell her, no, don't touch my hair. And in the language, the native language, talk about that because I thought that was so powerful. I couldn't respond. I'm like, come on, reply. And I'm thinking, I'm pumping my fist. Yeah. Tell her don't touch your hair.
Oh, my goodness.
Tell her not to touch your hair. I loved it because, and then but the thing that I took away from that, and this is why being a powerful woman and a powerful mother, if you have a daughter, is so important because lady, she was a little hesitant until you supported her.
Yeah.
And you said to her, no, you tell her no.
Right.
And something on the inside of her.
Did you see it? Yeah.
Something on the inside of her welled up, and she said it with some power and boldness and conviction.
Yeah.
And that's what mothers who understand who they are, they transfer to their daughters. So talk about that experience because I thought that was one of the most powerful experiences that I witnessed on Facebook. I mean, many people had stuff going on, but to me, from having a strong mother like that, that was powerful and it resonated deeply with me.
Amen. Thank you. So let me just say this parenthetically. The people in the city, because I can't speak about the entire country of China. I've not visited the entire country of China. So I'm not making sweeping generalizations. I can only speak about where I was, which is the city, and it's going to sound funny, but Mandarin, you have tones.
Okay.
So if you try to say a word correctly, you have to say it with the tone. Otherwise, you could be saying another word.
Wow.
And possibly offend someone.
Okay.
So it's going to sound like I'm singing. So the city we resided in was Jinjiang.
Jinjiang.
Not Jinjiang.
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 I told you.
Jinjiang.
See?
Okay.
So it's a tone thing.
Okay.
Which is in the eastern part of China in the province of Jiangsu.
Jiangsu. Okay.
So we were, the people in that particular city, and I need you to understand this clearly, were embracing of Kalani and I overall. I was asked often, did you feel any racism? Not an inch. What I felt was curiosity.
Sure.
It was more curiosity, and you're not Chinese. So the term for a foreigner is Lawai. Lawai. So we heard that a lot. Sometimes it was with shock, Lawai. And sometimes it was Lawai. So this particular day, Kalani and I were at the supermarket, and you know we've ducked and dodged a few times because our hair in its natural state is curly. So we wear our hair in double strand twists.
Right.
So they don't see that on a regular basis. We were in the supermarket, and this woman was behind me. Kalani was in front of me, and I was giving her an opportunity to complete a transaction. You know, you want your child to practice these things. So I gave her the wallet, the credit card, everything. I said, you're going to pay for these groceries. Out of my peripheral, I saw an arm come like this around me. And right before she touched her hair, I said, no. I didn't get indignant because I know she was curious.
Sure.
Right? I didn't get indignant. I didn't get offended. But I knew I had to make sure my daughter stood her ground. We were all we had in China.
Right.
Kalani had mama. Mama had Kalani, and we had to look out for each other, period. So when Kalani sort of sensed something was wrong, I said, well, she attempted to touch your hair. And Kalani looked at her and said, no. Now, we had conversations at home. Should this happen, this is what you say.
Right.
Should this go down, this is what you do.
Right.
If somebody hits you, you hit them back. Right? I taught her a few taekwondo moves, some karate moves. I'm not playing.
I love it. Yeah.
I did. I showed her pressure points. This is where it will hurt. Right? Because she did experience some bullying. She's different. She's new. She doesn't know the culture or the language. Oh, let's pick on her. But people who bully are bullied. So we flipped the script, and that little boy and her are now good friends. So she said no, and I said no, as if to say that's all you're going to say. You're going to discount my instruction and just say no. And then she looked at the woman and said, well, biyao ni pang wa da to fa, which means I don't want you touching my hair. And then the cashier was fascinated with this little African-American girl who could speak the language. If you took an interest in the language, they loved you. If you took an interest in their culture, they loved you. And so we were hometown favorites. Wherever we went, ni hao, ni hao ai. Ai is a term, auntie, which is what you call the elders. We say mother so-and-so. We call the elders in China ai.
Ni hao, ai.
There you go. Ni hao, auntie. Yep. And they love it. They love it. So that was a teachable moment for her. And you saw a change in her. She knew her mama had her back.
Absolutely.
She knew if anything went down, trust me, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but let me tell you, I would have done what was necessary.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff. I always tell people, my mother, she was crazy about this chick here, okay? I was her only child, so she was crazy. But I remember, this was, my mom passed in 2005, and I thank you again, because Kimberly was the first person after the news went out about my mom passing to come, and you just helped me, and I better not go there because I feel something welling up in me. But in any event, Kimberly came and she helped to get my kitchen cleaned up and helped me to straighten up stuff, and she just helped me. She just came right in just like my sister, and she is my sister, and she just did all those things that I couldn't at that moment because I was just so totally devastated. But one of the things that really helps me to be the woman that I am, and this is why I felt that moment was so powerful for Lady, is when you understand that your mother will go to bat for you. We won't get to the fathers at this particular point because I'm talking just about this moment with her. There is something on the inside of you that comes alive, and you become a force to be reckoned with. And I always knew that about my mother, but let me tell you how far it went with her. Now, I'm not espousing violence to anyone, so I don't want anybody writing me or texting me. This was my mother, Georgia May Hale. This was my mother. So I found out maybe about 5 years before she passed away, we were just sitting at the dinner table talking, and she started talking about an old boyfriend that I dated, and she didn't approve of because he was older than me. Well, I didn't know that the reason that the guy told me to go on about my business with some haste was because this woman went and put a gun to his head and told him that he better leave me alone or she was going to kill him. Now, again, I'm not espousing violence. I'm just telling you what my mama did, because she could see or foresee the danger that was lying in wait for me if I kept going down that path with that particular person. And I'm sitting across from her looking at her like, what? And it all began to make sense, connecting all the dots, And that's why that moment with Lady resonated with me so much, because your daughters have to be able to look at their mama, respect them, number one, but then know, okay, I can be who I was created to be because
Yes.
my mother supports me and she has my back.
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, don't touch my hair. Whatever she said and how she said it in that language, don't touch my
Don't
hair.
touch my hair.
I just thought that was a powerful moment, And let me just say, to have captured that, because you were capturing the transaction,
Precisely.
but to have captured that, I think is powerful.
Yeah, that was God.
Yeah.
That was God.
Yeah, because it crosses so many lines and so many kinds of
Yeah.
situations. So, whenever you're talking to a friend, a sister friend,
We lose track of time.
time is always just, ticking away.
Yes.
And so I told y'all, we haven't seen each other in a year, so we could talk forever. So now let's talk about some of the initiatives and some of the projects that you're going to be working on.
Yes.
I know you had this awesome telesummit. I can't wait for you to have it again. Listen, you all go to those platforms and you connect with Kimberly because you want to get on these telesummit calls. She had a series of calls. What is your China? And so that's a coaching question because she's a coach. That's a coaching question. What is your China? What is it that you want to do? What dream do you want to see come to fruition? And so go to her Facebook page, Kimberly K. Parker, or her website, KimberlyKParker.com. But let's talk about some of those projects you have coming up.
Okay, well, the main project that I recently launched is my book.
Yay!
And I've actually written 5 books. This is book number 5. But I've helped over 29 other people write and publish 13 books. So that's where the numbers come in. But this book right here was actually, I could not stop writing. You can't capture a year in another land in 186 pages. I did the best I could.
Right.
And I hope that those who read it enjoy it. But this was such a blessing to be able to relive and then foresee that I'm really sharing a piece of my experience. So I Dream of China, a glimpse at my year in Asia, and I put emphasis on a glimpse because, again, I was there for a year. Definitely on www.KimberlyKParker.com, and if you click on the books tab, you'll see not only this book, but the other books that I've written and published. One of my favorite initiatives is a service that I'm providing called Committed Communications. Now, you said I'm Mrs. Keep It Moving, and I am, because I have a story that speaks all about how over the years keeping it moving was non-negotiable. It was non-negotiable. Oh my goodness. So Committed Communication, and it's capital K, capital I, capital M, which is the acronym for Keep It Moving. So Committed Communications is a service I provide to help people get to a point of completion. You say you want to do something, but then distractions come, right? You have your list of things to do, but nothing gets done. So I am able to help you. Let me tell you. If I can,
she gonna keep you in line. I'm here to tell you.
If I can get from I want to teach English in China to China and back, I think I have a little skill when it comes to Kim, K-I-M, pletion. Committed Communications is a tab on my website, an entire page dedicated to that explains to you the service I provide and how I can be a blessing to you as you're a blessing to me, because here's how it works. Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
So if I'm charging you with completing assignments, then what does that mean for me? I'm going to stay on point. I'm going to be focused and laser driven to do what I need to do. The second is I'm going back to China. In 2016.
Wow.
But this time, I'm taking you with me because you told me on Facebook, you told me on Twitter, you told me through replying through my GoFundMe site that, I wish I was there with you. Or I'm so there with you, living vicariously through your dreams. And we've all done that. We've all seen somebody do something we want to do and say, wow. I'm so there with you. Yeah. Wow, I wish I could do that. Well, let's put it to action. We talk about massive action. So it's China 2016. I have a trip for not only adults, but for children. The children are going in March. The adults are going in July. And here's the caveat. I only need 6 children and 6 adults to make the trip happen. I already have 2 adults, so that means 4 slots are left. www.kimberlykparker.com, and you click on the tab that says China 2016.
I love it.
Last but not least, I referenced that I've been blessed to help so many others publish their books. My oldest author is 83 years old.
Wow.
And my youngest author at the time was 6. 6, 83. I'm sure you fall somewhere in between. You have a book because you have a story to be told. All of us have a book right here.
Yeah.
But how do we get it out?
That's
How
good
do we
stuff.
tell our story through pages? I can help you with that. I can help you with that. I have a book publishing coaching program. It's on my website, www.kimberlykparker.com. You'll read the testimonials, and if you click on the books page, you'll see those books that I have been blessed to help other people write. So we have China 2016, we have Committed Communications, and we have the book publishing coaching program.
Yes.
Get in where you fit in. I want to be of service. I love helping others.
Awesome. Listen, well, and I have to just put a plug too. Kimberly is a part of my editorial team for my second book that's going to be coming out, and I'm very excited about that.
Congratulations.
Yes, and so listen, she's also been a ghostwriter for others. I was blessed to
Yes.
serve as her attorney during that time. Yes.
Whoa!
Yes.
Would not have made that process without you.
And so listen, if you just feel like, you don't want to be committed to the writing process, she's able to do that for you as well. I know her work. It is excellent, and it's on point. I don't just represent anybody. And she was one of those people that when she told me about this project and the project she wanted to work on being a ghostwriter, I said, let's make this happen. And so we did. So listen. Connect with Kimberly. She is an awesome woman. I love that she is making this happen for others, and so connect with her and get on board with her. Listen, Facebook, Kimberly K. Parker. The website, KimberlyKParker.com. So listen, I'm telling you, I'm so excited and I'm so pumped up.
I can tell.
Okay, I may be going to China with you all too. Okay, but now you definitely gonna have to work with my tones. You're going to have to work with my
I got you.
You're going to have to work with my toes.
You sing beautifully, so you shouldn't have a problem.
No, Michael got the singing voice. Okay, so we have a couple of announcements. We're so thankful. You all connect with Kimberly.
Thank
Any
you.
last thing you want to say?
I just want to say thank you. I really do want to say thank you. And also, if you want to do it, do it. Don't focus on the how, right? Focus on the what, and then begin to align your thoughts and your feelings with whatever it is, and God will take care of the how. Look, the word says ask, believe, and you'll receive. It's really that simple. We make it complicated. I've done complicated stuff for years.
Right.
Ask, believe, and you'll receive.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. We have a couple of announcements. So I want to invite you all. This weekend is the prayer breakfast in Virginia. We have that flyer. So meet me in Virginia Beach area. It's a scholarship fund that my dear friend, Reverend Dr. Bernetta Williams, her organization is having. And so even if you can't make it, I want to encourage you to purchase a ticket. The information is there. You can find her on Facebook, Bryn Williams, and you can find out all the information as well as her website, BernettaWilliamsMinistries.com. Also, the 1,000 women are being called to prayer. You saw that flyer earlier. We want to put that one back up for you. My dear co-pastor and mentor, whom I love so very much, she's calling all of the women of prayer together on this coming Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at our church, Greater Mount Calvary Holy Church, 610 Rhode Island Avenue. And listen, this is for all of you all over the world. It's going to be streaming live. The last year we did this, she called for 1,000 women. We had about 4,000 women all around the world who were tuning in via the streaming as well as in the sanctuary. So be sure to tune in for that. And then I want to invite you to join me for prayer tomorrow tomorrow morning. I do 5 a.m. prayer on Wednesday morning and Friday morning from 5 to 5:30. The number is 712-775-7000. And the pin to get into the call is 615-323. Again, 712-775-7000. 615-323 is the passcode, and you can find it on my Facebook page, as well as you can follow me on Twitter. All of that's there on the screen, and you can check out the show website at the NicoleMasonShow.com. So listen, join us again next week. You never know who you're going to meet on the Nicole Mason Show, so we'll see you then. Thanks, sis.
Thank you so much.
All right. God bless you. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. What's how you say bye in China?
Zai-chin.
Zai-chin.
This is not the time to get distracted. And this is not the time to go off course. This is not the time to lose your focus. Got a work to do for the Lord, and you cannot afford to lose your way. You come too far from where you started, so please don't let the time you've sown be wasted on things that you later regret, wishing you never had. Once you realize it wasn't worth it, your destiny is too important to give up for anything. This is not a time to get distracted. No, no, no. This is not the time to go off course. This is not the time to lose your focus. You got a work to do for the Lord, and you cannot afford to lose your way. You come too far from where you started from, so please don't let the time you've sown be wasted on things that you later regret, wishing you never had. Once you realize it wasn't worth it, your destiny is too important to give up for anything. Yeah, 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 your destiny. Said it's too important to give up for anything, 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 yeah, yeah. Said it ain't worth that skirt, no it ain't worth that tie, no it ain't, no it. Said it ain't worth that girl, and it ain't worth that guy. No, your destiny, your destiny, your destiny is too important to give up for anything, anything, yeah, yeah. Waiting on the other side of temptation, waiting on the other side of this test is everything you've ever dreamed, everything you prayed for, everything he promised you that you'd get. Waiting on the other side of temptation, waiting on the other side of this test is everything you've ever dreamed, everything you prayed for, everything he promised you that you'd get. So hold on and don't let go. Hold on, you just stack close. Hold on, and never give up. Hold on, say hold on, and don't let go. Hold on, 'cause you just stack close. of temptation waiting on the other side of this test. Is everything you've ever dreamed, everything you prayed for, everything you promised.